Hello and welcome back to my channel. Last month, Mumbai, January 22nd to 26th, AESURG 2026 haina Indian Association of Aesthetic Plastic Surgeons ki conference in a presentation tawagi opportunity ama phangne. Adugi presentation to mayam da share tawgina sigi videos e samjarakpani. Sigi conference da around 600 plastic surgeons mu attend tawe along with international delegates and faculty, USA, Europe, Dubai, Russia, Southeast Asia. So these the plastic surgeons mayamse pudlaga knowledge share taunadone masa masagi expertise oizaba area do moina share taurani, presentations pirani, videos ulani and yengiba singna dudagi knowledge lahorani and anova kekino tamnaba workshop ke kazu yam yawi fillers, botox and presentation ki topic se aesthetic plastic surgery ki loin yaure this the sigi conference da aina present taugiba Asian Blepharoplasty ki revision do adugizu video do yengmina se. So please enjoy my presentation and thank you for watching.
Manipur and how we do it should be based on what a person likes and whether it's harmonious with their facial features. The pre-tarsal skin show can be very small like in such cases or much bigger like in these which may require some skin excision or even fat excision, but it should never be overdone. Our primary cases are also not revision free. We do some revision for small show, unstable folds or some cases of asymmetry which are easily correctable. But due to the high demand of this procedure, it is done across diverse practice settings and professionals of different training backgrounds. It has led to the number of patients presenting for revision, with cases of high crease, asymmetry due to ptosis, hollowness, or even excessive skin resection, which lead to psychological stress. As all revision surgery, the anatomy is distorted, scar tissue is present. In cases of excessive excision of skin, lack of tissue is there to work with, so we can't do a drastic change, and there's always lack of operative details what was done, and there's no pre-operative photos with most of the patients. We'd like to analyze the indications and identify the challenges of such cases. The most troublesome issues are the high crease, visible scarring, hollowness, ptosis, and retraction of the eyelid, and some cases like multiple folds and small loose folds can be easily corrected. We need to do revision of the crease height in most cases and release of previous fixations to change the level of the height, level of the fold, and some cases require scar removal, fat repositioning, fat removal, or ptosis repair. What I've come to learn in the last 2 years is that little bit of asymmetry can be easily corrected and scars can definitely be removed if there's adequate skin. Multiple or ill-defined folds can definitely be corrected. Retraction can also be corrected. Now it is a debatable issue whether in the lowest picture, whether it is retraction or ptosis on the left eye, but the patient is more comfortable with her left eye, so we have made it similar on the right side. High fixation can also be released and immediately we get a very satisfactory result. If there is excess skin laterally, it can give an aged appearance in a case of operated double eyelid surgery, so removing that can improve the look drastically. In some cases present with iatrogenic ptosis, and in this particular case there was a complete split of the levator aponeurosis and the skin was directly in contact with conjunctiva. So when I incised the skin, there was a through and through defect, and it took 4 hours to correct this ptosis. The most difficult part of dealing with revision cases is finding the previous fixation points, which could be 3, 4, or 5, and we need to release all of them. This is a case of high fixation giving him a very surprised look, and after his primary blepharoplasty, his epicanthal folds look more pronounced now. Through a small incision, I have released the high fixation and lowered it, as well as performed the epicanthaloplasty. Now these are the problematic cases where a very high crease has been created near the eyebrows, excessive skin and fat removal has been done, so we cannot assure these patients of a very good result. The changes are very subtle and these patients are very happy with what they have got, but a a very critical counseling is necessary. The key surgical challenges that I find in revision cases are the painful local anesthetic infiltration because of the severe scarring. It's difficult to identify the normal anatomical planes. Bleeding is more, it takes more time. Locating the previous fixation sutures can be a daunting task, and if there's limited skin, it becomes very difficult. Now, among these 50 revision cases, we had to perform the surgery twice on some patients. For example, in this lady, the right side was fixed in one go, but on the left side, after our surgery, there's an even more pronounced ptosis, which was corrected later, but this was because it was difficult to identify the levator aponeurosis. We were confused with the fibrous tissue with the levator, and turns out I was fixing the fibrous tissue instead of the levator, which I could find in my second attempt. Some patients present after 2 surgeries or 3 or even 4 previous blepharoplasties like this lady. The main surgical strategy is to use eye opening constantly at every step to identify which is the anterior lamella and which is the posterior, and to make sure that the posterior lamella is not damaged. My take-home message is that less is more in Asian blepharoplasty. We should never try to remove too much of skin or fat, because it makes revision very difficult. And this lady had she had eyelids like these. This is a separate person, but when I showed her this picture, she said that her eyelids were like this, and she totally regrets undergoing double eyelid blepharoplasty. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.